Okay, hi Paul. So Paul, you're fishing. What are you fishing today? You're fishing for salmon. And what's your setup, mate?
I've got a number 4 brass.
Is it brass or copper? That's a copper.
Copper.
Yeah.
Mepps.
Copper mepps.
Barbless.
And you've taken the barbs off, which is good news. Yeah.
Small monofilament trace, £15.
Let's have a look at it.
And a BB swivel attached to £20 braid.
£20 braid. So that's.
I think it's 25 actually.
£25 braid. Can I have a look at your swivel a second? Because that's
a BB swivel.
Okay, so let's have a look at her. So what's so special about these swivels then?
They're the proper game swivels.
Game swivels, that looks like
they're a bit expensive.
They're nice, they're nice. Okay, and you've got a new spinning rod. So what have you got?
11-foot Avon special, Harrison.
Yeah.
And a Shimano. It's not a bait runner, but it's a Shimano spinning reel.
Looks nice. So you've got a nice balance set up. It's beefy enough to do the business. What's the test curve on that? What's the weight you can get up there?
I'm not really sure what the test curve for that rod is, but
it looks sturdy to me.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at it. Oh yeah. And is it 11 foot? Is it?
11 foot.
So it's a nice spinning rod, and you've got that this season. Now you've only got back into salmon fishing. What this is it? This year. And how long ago did you start salmon fishing?
When I was at school.
So quite a few years back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair play. And we've come up today to a special pool which we think they haven't had a fish here for a while, but this is Harbridge Corner. Can we just show our viewers the pool and tell me how you'd fish it? You've got a bit of experience on the state. Tell me where you think the taking spot is and tell me how you'd fish it.
Well, I'd say the taking spot. There could be a fish anywhere here or back there a bit. Just back there in that corner.
Let's have a look at the pool.
Up in that corner.
So this is
shallow all around us with weed growth. There's just like a deep channel coming through here.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, and looking at the pool itself, you're going to do what, a downstream cast?
Yeah.
So downstream, so the spinner lands there.
My phone's going.
Okay, and as that spinner curls round, it's the river that's doing most of the work, is it?
Yeah, I'm hardly winding.
And what's the depth you're going? What depth are you going under?
It's probably a couple of foot, 3 feet.
3 feet. Basically, let the current work the spinner.
Let the current work the spinner.
Yeah.
Round.
And then as it comes round, the taking spot is
anywhere around about where I am.
So if I home in where we think the taking spot will be, it's going to be somewhere around here. You've got the tree line over here. John Lavelle was saying there's a few fish that could lie up on the tree line, but I think, to me, I've always seen fish rising, downstreaming it about here. I mean, if I show you the pool up a bit further up, you can see the pool.
Yeah.
I mean, that is the Harbridge Corner pool. And
on the book, they marked out a lie just there.
Yeah. I've only had one fish come up and almost take my spinner here, Paul. Was that a bite? A little tug? So, you know, I like the upstream approach here, but the fact is, downstreaming on this curve back here we just went through, I think could be quite effective. And on that particular copper mepps, it's my favourite copper mepps. You've chosen really well. I think you've got a good chance of a fish. Yeah. But I think if we come down here, so we've got a few fish running. I had one yesterday on my birthday.
Yeah.
We're on the 7th of June today, and I think there could be 3 or 4 salmon that are holding up here, ready to run the really fast water around Woodside and all the way around. So I'll leave you to it, Paul. I'm going to go up a bit further and fish a bit further up. I'm fishing the yellow flying sea, and give me a shout if you get a fish.
Okay.
All right.
I will.
Salmon on. You sure it's salmon? Is it a nice fish, Paul? Yeah, just hold it there. Was it on the swing round? Good for you, son. Look at that beauty. Didn't I say to you? I've got it on, the camera's running. Okay, let me just help you with this. Take your time. Is it a nice fish? Oh, look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Let me. £8. Take your time, take your time. Whoa, take your time, Paul. Now, if you get his head up. Okay. Oh, well done, son. Didn't I tell you? Hey.
Hook's come out.
The hook's come out. It's an £8 salmon, but Paul, didn't I tell you, mate, you'd get one? Well done. First fish for how many years? He's ever so active. Look, he can't be a lot more active than that.
That one can go back pretty quick.
This one can go back quick. Can you get the underwater camera out for me? It's about £8. I'll take him out in the shallows. Paul. Good take?
Yeah, bang, right there.
Right, let's take him up on the main flow. Literally took you what, 2 minutes to bring in? He's very active. Now we're going to put him.
You want to measure that?
I don't think so. We know it's about 8. You want a picture with him? It's your first salmon back in the system.
Get him underway. Mate.
Get him underway. Okay. What we'll do then is if you pass me the underwater camera. He's a beautiful fish though. It's perfect condition. It's a small one, isn't he? I'm surprised how small he is. But well done. So now what I want to do? You got chest waders. Well, come in with me. Come behind us so the mud doesn't kick up on its face. So there's the fast flow. You hold the net like that. Hold the net like that. Now keep him up because it's all muddy here. You want to keep his gills clean. If I come out the way a bit, I think he's about 6 or 7. This fish. Is it Grilse? Do you reckon?
It is, yeah.
Looks like it, doesn't it? I'm surprised actually. If you hold the camera, right, the camera's running, and I'll just wet my hands. Let's get him out of the net. He doesn't need to be in the net. He's beautiful though. Look at him. Look at that. It's got a bit of colour in him. I'm surprised.
Just lost his life,
what? Sea lice have dropped off. Can you see it?
You leave the red mark.
Look.
The red marks are still on him where the lice have come off.
Sea lice. Now, what we'll do? We'll put it over here, Paul.
I can't.
Net.
Right.
Let me get the net. Okay. Hold the fish. What I'd like to do is, if I can get the camera in. Okay. Now, just hold him a bit further up here. Congratulations for your first salmon. Paul, I'm proud of you. Didn't I say? Talk to me about. I missed the actual take.
He just swung around and it was about there. He just come up and took it about
Off the surface.
That far.
Do you know what? I'm so pleased with you. So pleased with you, man. You deserve it. The time you put in and stuff.
At last.
Well done.
He just swung around. He just come up and took it about the surface. That far.
Do you know what? I'm so pleased with you. So pleased with you, man. You deserve it. The time you put in and stuff.
At last.
Well done, dude. A fish hasn't come out of here for years, mate.
Has it not?
You are top man. I am so pleased for you. Okay, this is Harbridge Corner, and Paul has just caught a salmon of about 6.5 Grilse, and I just wanted to show you the pool from up here. You can see he's upstreaming his mepps 4. And there's Paul there. Look, he's just casting up, and he managed to get some of it on head cam. But that's the pool, and traditionally it's been a good holding pool. We've had it further down on the tail taking spots. Show you where they are. They're just down that area there. You want to get your mepps in there and let it swing round, or your fly, and then upstreaming it all the way through here, right up to the top end of the pool. I think you can see where he's put the mepps. That will just take it on the dangle, curve it round, and then we'll just curve around into that. There's a lovely pool, and it's just very close to Woodside. Woodside, where we've had a couple of fish, is just up there. And then you've got this big bend with a massive eddy here. You can see the size of the eddy. Full of pike in here, absolutely chock-a-block. And then down here, you've got your lovely glide. You only get another, well, we're in June 7th today. You've got a couple more weeks to fish this before it's chock-a-block with weed. So now's the time to get out here and give this one a go. But delighted to catch his first salmon of the season. Paul's back for the first time in 15 years, and so pleased. He's put in a few hours, so he deserves a fish. So I'm really pleased for him. Paul and I have just been walking back from Harbridge Corner, having just caught his first fish, and we stumbled upon some beautiful Canadian geese with their goslings, and there must be about 18 goslings amongst 3 sets of parents. We're getting a bit close, shall we, Paul, and just see what they're like?
Yeah. See how long they stay there.
Paul spotted them, didn't you? They're nice. Let's have a look. Oh, that's beautiful. I mean, they're probably about 6 to 8 weeks old, I'd say. 6 weeks maybe. The goslings?
Yeah, so 4.
Maybe 4. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful. I've got them. They're just basically they're grazing on the meadows, the grass. They're eating grass. And the parents they're not phased by us, are they?
No, they will be when we get a bit closer, I'm sure.
But Paul, you've got one parent. If you notice, you've got one parent that's looking out while the others are eating. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, we've got the heads up.
So let me get you in the shot as well, Paul. If you turn round, there's Paul with his setup, and he's got all his gear, spinning gear. You got your fly rod in the car. Are you going to give it a go?
Yeah, this afternoon. Well, this evening. No.
What? Blashford?
Yeah.
Blashford.
Right, yeah.
If we get time, we might do Huckerbrook as well. We'll see how we go. Alright, aren't they lovely, Paul? We've got these goslings have decided to go in the drink. We're going to see how they jump in.
There's some really young ones there.
Oh look, they're all going in. Look. What, really young ones? Where are the young ones?
Right at the back.
Look, let's get them diving in. I love to see these little youngsters diving in. Look. There they go. Look. Oh, beautiful. That's stunning. But you're saying at the back there's some younger ones, are there?
Yeah, the ones furthest downstream.
Okay, let's see. Let's have a look at them. Yeah, I've got them. They're a couple of weeks, aren't they? That's the parents. That's a good grading run there. Beautiful bit of water. This, I've had a barbel here. And it's grayling and there's trout here. So I think all those geese have now gone in the system and they're all heading across. There you go. An aggressive male coming up. Look, he's got his wings apart. Let them know who's boss. And there we go, we're heading back to the lodge. Paul's going to record his fish. And you can see the lodge in the background, and he's going to come out and do another afternoon session with me. Hopefully catch another bigger fish this time. It's beautiful. Right, Paul and I have just been walking down Harbridge Corner, and it's catch the pigeon time. Or is it a... It's not a pigeon, it's a pheasant, of course it is. So we've got a pheasant in the background on the way back to the lodge for lunch. Off he goes. He's a beauty, isn't he? Look at that. Isn't he a cracker? Very, very nice. Very nice indeed. Right, Paul, we're just heading back to the lodge for lunch. Just tell us again about your fish and what happened. I mean, how many casts did you make before she made contact?
On that spot is about my second cast.
Your second cast, so within about a couple of minutes that fish was on. So what's your theory? Is your theory work lots of pools, or what's your theory?
Possibly work as many pools as possible and go through them as quickly as you can, I would say.
Yeah. Now, Paul's also got access to some fresh shrimp, haven't you, which are prawn.
Prawns.
That's going to come out on the 16th of June. So are you going to show us how you do the business on that?
Yep.
Yeah, we'll do. So is it going to be float rod, floats, or how are you going to fish that?
I think I'll fish float.
Float.
I used to ledger them a lot, but unless you can spot a fish,
yeah.
I think you're better off. You can probably cover a bit more water with the float.
Yeah. So trotting down with a float and then just lifting and drawing.
Just holding back
and that shrimp or prawn will just kick up and then they'll hit it.
Come up and.
We'll try the Ipsy Bridge pool, shall we? Because apparently, now look at this.
There's quite a few pools where I think it would work well.
Okay. Well, we'll have a go.
Somewhere like here, I mean.
Yeah. Well, what we'll do is we've got that and we've got nymphing as well. We've got some lovely little lambs in the field here. I'm just going to have a look at these now. Isn't it lovely? What a beautiful estate we're on. I mean, this is the Somerley estate, and you can just see some of the farm animals that have come down here, riverside. Little lambs. It's beautiful up here. And look at the park. This is the park pool down here. A bit further down. This is the Ellingham Bridge. Sorry?
2 trout anglers.
Yeah, we've got a couple of trout anglers down there, and you can see the beautiful, beautiful place we've got here. Right, we'll get out of the way. We've got a vehicle coming. Look how slow the retrievers.
Yeah.
I'm literally doing nothing. The river's doing the work.
Yeah. We got it on the dag, wasn't it?
I'm hoping something's set there and it'll come out and hit it. I love it. I've only had a kelp out of here. I've never had a real fresh run salmon. Mind you, that kelp was about £8.
Yeah.
It was a very well mended kelp.
Silver.
What?
Grey silver.
Yeah. But when I was holding it, John said it's a kelp because it had a bit of a hollow stomach.
Right.
But the rest of it was all shaped nicely. It wasn't a torpedo kelp.
No.
Yeah, which means it's only probably a kelp for a bit.
What time of year was that?
Oh, that's the cast. That was March, 2 years ago, on the fly. I presented the fly up here and he took the fly. I loved it with the leg core. That was the first success I had with the leg core. And since then I've stuck with it, Paul. Look at that, that's a lovely pool, isn't it? Look at that. I bet you in its heyday that produced a lot of fish under there. I look at that and I think salmon all over, don't you? Particularly on a hot sunny day, they're tucked under the shadows. You can't get much slower than that. What a retrieve. I mean, the flow on here. That's working a treat. And I'll probably do like one flick cast over here to your right and let it come around on the dangle, on the curve. In the shadows. I let that sink for about 3 seconds and then I start to withdraw. Okay, we're just coming into the lodge. It's time to record Paul's salmon, first salmon of the season. So what have we got there, Paul? It's the 7th of June today, isn't it?
Yep,
7th of June. And let's have a little look here. The pool you called it out was Harbridge Corner, wasn't it? Is it Harbridge
it
Corner?
says Coma there.
Corner, it should be Corner, Harbridge Corner. And I don't think they had a fish out of there for quite some time, so you've done really well to get a fish out of that pool. And we're up to 18 fish, which is 15 salmon and 3 sea trout. So you're the 15th salmon. And the 3rd page is already filling, which is great news. Okay. What do you reckon? 6.5 pounds?
6.5, yeah.
Go for 6.
What was the time?
It was 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock, I think. Somewhere about 2, wasn't it? In the afternoon. Mepps for copper blade.
I've just put Mepps on before.
Yeah. And that was 6.5 pounds, which is a good sized grilse, isn't it? Now it's interesting, on the 7th of June we've had our first grilse on the estate. I've never heard of grilse coming in that early, so it's quite early for this year. Usually they come in July, don't they, Paul?
Yeah.
But I suppose it's doable. And what are the comments? It was a fresh, beautiful fresh fish. And it was sea liced, or no, the sea lice had dropped off, isn't it?
Yeah, recently.
I'd put down a fresh grilse on there.
Yeah.
Or whatever you want to put, really. So that's wonderful. Really good.
It was a henfish.
It was a henfish, yeah. It was a henfish, yeah. Yeah. Caught a massive snag here. Look at this plank of wood. Can't believe it. Alright, big plank. I can't believe it. Building material. And we'll just beach that in. I want to get the mepps back, so we'll just see what we've got here. A very big piece of timber that we've been stuck in there, and I think we'll just lift her up and just see what we've got. But look, oh. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I've just hooked a big long piece of timber out of Woodside, and this is Woodside with a difference, because this is the side of the wood where I think we've got a colony of eggs, nymph eggs maybe? What are they? Need to establish what these are. There's a bit of wildlife for you, ladies and gentlemen. Unexpected. We'll put this back in the water pretty soon. I think they are insect larvae of some sort. an enormous board. That's the bit that was down on the riverbed, clean. But you can see there's a couple here as well. Look, so I've got various creatures here, and this is an example of one of the insects that have yet to hatch. In fact, looking at it, that's moving, that's a living organism. Look, I think that's a larvae that's about to hatch. So we'll get it back in the river pretty quick, just to preserve its life. There's lots of little creatures here, insects that I would not have dreamed of seeing, but I've just been blessed with a hookup, taking us out of Woodside, fishing deep. There's lots of interesting life down here. We've got, oh, that is, let's find out what that is, but something there. Lots of life under here. Lots of. And some more eggs here. I think we're going to have to ask our experts on these. I really don't know what we've got here, but they are. Lots of insect life and larvae here, so that's amazing. All on one piece of wood. There's another one here. I'll just get that on camera. Try and establish what they are. Right, let's get it back in the water.